We are on Mikvaot Parakeh Mishnah Aleph. Actually, today is the yahrzeit of a beloved relative of mine. So we're going to dedicate our learning this time to Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Hama, my father, and also Le'iloi Nishmat Yona Elazar ben Simcha. And if you would like to dedicate learning it in memory of a loved one as well, which is so appropriate for a Mishnah, send me an email, asparter@gmail.com, and we'll figure it out. So, Parakeh Mishnah Aleph, says the Mishnah. We're talking about shoket. We're talking about these troughs. Now, what happens if I have a trough? We said if water flows through a trough that was disconnected, it's a kli. And then even if I connected it with plaster, we said that makes the water mayim she'uvim. So, therefore, ma'ayan sheheviro agabe shoket. If I have water that I pass through this shoket, which is a kli, pasul, then it's pasul. Remember, it's kli, it's velo shoket shebesaler. It was not a shoket, as we said in the last Mishnah, that was hewn out, that was chiseled out of stone, but regular trough that passes through. We have a picture here. Okay, I have a ma'ayan, I have a spring water. Here I can do the tefillah. That's a kosher ma'ayan. It flows through the shoket, and now here I have this well. The water itself, this water is pasul. It's not a kosher mikvah. It's mayim she'uvim. It's drawn water. But heviro al gabe safa kol shehu. If you pass it al gabe safa, not on the well itself, but you pass it through the edge of the ma'ayan, agabe safa, part of the edge of the safa, the lip of the ma'ayan, at any point at all, then kasher chutzala. Then outside, and even what's beyond, is kosher. Why? Shema'ayan mitaher b'choshu. The ma'ayan itself is mitaher, it purifies the water. I mean, if part of the water is flowing not only through the ma'ayan, but on the edge of the ma'ayan, then the water that's flowing on the edge, if any amount of the water is flowing on the edge, then that water is still ma'ayan water. And then when it reassembles on the outside, so you have ma'ayan water that's mixing with mayim she'uvim, and that's like regular connection to a mikvah. And therefore, the whole thing, kasher chutzala, anything outside of the ma'ayan is okay, because the ma'ayan is mitaher, any amount of ma'ayan water that's still connected, but choshu is mitaher. So the whole pool is still okay, is still good. Look at the Bartunu for a second. If the waters of the ma'ayan, ovim asfat hashoket kolshu, so they're passing through on this edge. I mean, here in this picture, you can see it's only flowing in. But if you imagine if the water is flowing on the lip, if it overflows and it's flowing on the lip any amount, then the rest of it, the Bartunu says, then afapisha mikzatam ovrim b'toch hashoket. Even the part of the water is flowing through the actual trough. Kasher lehavbil b'mayim she'al shoket. You can be tobel in the water, or chutzala, in any water, either on the lip. Remember, you don't need a hole, you don't need 40 sa'ah, or even outside of it. The ma'ayan mitaher b'choshu. A ma'ayan is mitaher in any amount. Mishnah says, Heviro agabe brecha. So let's say you pass this ma'ayan through a well, through a brecha, through a pool. V'hifsiko. So you pass the well water into a pool, v'hifsiko, and then you stop the water. I have another picture here. So you pass it through the well, the pool, and then you stop up the pool. So remember, let me move it over here. When you're passing it into the pool, that's great. That's ma'ayan water. It's in a brecha, okay? In an empty brecha, it's fine, no problem, when it's still attached. But now you detach it. So you had kosher well water, and then you detach it. Then you block it off. So if you do that, says the Mishnah, then a reuka mikvah. It's a din of a mikvah, not a ma'ayan. It has all the rules that apply to a mikvah. Says the Bartuner. What does that mean? Ein b'tayr b'chol shehu. It has to be 40 sa'ah. Shehesham arba'im sa'ah. It has to be 40 sa'ah, like a mikvah, not like a ma'ayan. Chazar v'him shicho. Okay, then you unstopped it. You did hamshacha. You connected it. You took out the stopper. Pasul lezavim ulemitzoraim ulekadesh mechata. Then it still is a din of a mikvah. So therefore, it's a kosher mikvah, but it's not good for. Remember, a zav requires mei ma'ayan. A mitzorah, a leper, has mei ma'ayan. So it's pasul for zavim and mitzoraim and to use for mechatat, for the paraduma water. Until you know that all the original water, meaning if you disconnected and then reconnected, you have to make sure all the original water is flowed out. I don't know how you know that, but until you know that the water that was in the pool has recirculated, and only then can the zavim and the zavot and mechatat be used for that water. Okay, we dedicate our learning. Make it a great day.